It's that time of week, guys, to play Trash or Grab, the game where we check the golden vendor and the weekly vendor to see are the items worth grabbing or are they absolute trash. Hey, it's Dan, and welcome to Unified Gaming. So in this one, we're going to go through all of the vendors as per usual, but a quick sort of disclaimer, this is recorded on the 23rd of August 2025, so if you're watching in the future, things will be different. For the vendor herself, she can be found in Northern High Rock Gate if you're on DC. If you're over on AD, she's down in the Western Elsewhere Gate. And if you're on Ebonheart Patch, she's in the Southern Morrowind Gate. As with the kind of breakdown, we'll go through primarily from a PvP perspective and really break down kind of the key takeaways, and there's a few good items here. That said, I will touch upon PvE where appropriate. If you like the series and want to stay up to date, then likes and comments are greatly appreciated, and more importantly, do subscribe. And before we jump into that, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of the YouTube members who do support the channel. If you want to support the channel to get early access to the videos such as this one, exclusive builds and guides that are on the channel already, and much more, there's details down below. But with that said, we're going to jump straight into the review and talk about all the good things that are for sale, because there is an awful lot of things that you want to get your hands on. So, this week, she's selling some really good monster sets. And she's selling helmets, which saves you a bit of time. She's selling the Orphean Tactician's Guide. This is a set that I actually personally use. While in combat, using a ground ability that puts it on the floor, summons a tentacle that will stun people. A bit like Cellatrix. The difference is, if they can't be stunned, it does a big amount of damage. Now, why is this good? I use this on my explosion range bomb build. If you put the right scripts and the right skills, you can proc this with Dark Convergence at the same time with Elemental Explosion. What that means is you get a ranged bomber that you push one button and you blow up a group. It's really satisfying. The video is available in the members tab right now for silver members, and it's really good. So like my sort of recommendation is get this. It's a fun set, very niche but very fun, and it saves you having to do a dungeon which isn't overtly hard, but it's not the easiest. So I've got most of this already. I'm going to buy one of these pieces just for the sticker book. We then have Slime Claw. This is a PvE set in all honesty. When you have both pieces on, you get Minor Berserk, increases your damage. The only time you use this on a PvP build is for this one piece if you're after something, but generally there's a better monster set. So you're going to use this in PvE mainly, either for the crit chance on the one piece or for this two piece. Generally it's the one piece with something like Spalder of Ruin, or if you're a tank, you might use like Magma Incarnate instead. But you might use this as like a one piece with Oakensaw, for example, in two 5-piece sets. There's a few ways around this. But as I said, this is mainly a crit boost and that's it. We then have Doiler Mesh. This is a set that when you do a fully charged heavy attack to an enemy who's stunned, feared or immobilized, you do a big amounts of physical damage and it scales of the higher your damage. Problem with this set is that it hits very hard, but you have to get them stunned first and they normally CC break. So it's really hard to land this up because you have to charge this, and it is a fully charged melee, so it's not a partial. So what ends up happening is this will miss a lot of the time, you won't get much out of this. Damage is phenomenal if you build into this, super high. This is on a PvE build, so this is normally like 8-9k in PvP. But I would probably skip this one, I don't think it's worth it. We then have Dead Water's Guile. Whenever you kill an enemy, you get 15 ult. That's it. It's not worth getting personally. We have the Jewel's Guidance. When in combat, it increases the duration of all major and minor buffs and shields you apply to yourself and allies by 40%. This is pretty decent in PvE. Is it the best set? No, but it's a pretty good set, and it is a dungeon set, so you can't trade this with other players. So I'm personally going to buy one of these just for the sticker book. Am I going to use it? Probably not, but if I got a healer and I'm in a pug group and people move out of the way and stuff, it might have some uses there. So it's worth considering. It's not like the best. PvP wise, this does work in PvP, can be quite useful for, again, giving that group buff for everybody for a really long time. So there are some uses for this, but I wouldn't rush to buy it. We then have Marauder's Haste. This is a really good set for very niche builds. I actually use this on my Scroll Runner build, which is a members exclusive that runs at max speed by just walking, doesn't need to use sprints. It can't be snared, can't be immobilized, and it uses this set. This set gives you a 20% movement speed whilst you have a shield on you. So this is a really easy way to get high speed in your build The problem is you get no damage from this and no healing. So just do note that this is kind of a utility set. I wouldn't run this on a normal build. It's more for a niche build, but it's very fun and worth getting. I'm going to buy one, but I'm probably going to buy the one from a player because it's going to be a lot cheaper. You could buy it from a player and just upgrade it yourself and save money, which I would recommend doing, but it is here if you are really desperate to get this and nobody has it for sale. So the vendor has a few good things this week. The monster set is very good. I would definitely get that for, that explosion bomb build. It's super, super fun, and you don't want to miss out on that. And then the Marauder's Haste, as I said, is really good on that scroll runner. It gets you around the battlefield super, super quick, and it's just really trolly. We're going to hop on over now to the Infinite Archive. At the Infinite Archive, we check to see are there any good leads that are worth getting for mythic items, any good scripts, and kind of move on from there. And then we'll go to Scalarium and Telvar Vendor respectively. Once you get inside the Infinite Archive, you need to go as far east as you can to find Fire at all, and they'll show you some good stuff. As for these videos, if you like this series, then do subscribe so you don't miss out. This is covered week on week, and I try to break down everything you need to know. This week, he's selling the lead for the Dovara Sabatons and also a furnishing. The Sabatons themselves are not that good for PvP or PvE, so I wouldn't waste my fortunes on this. It's not worth it. You do have a cosmetic for Roscoe if you like how that looks. I don't personally, so I'd skip that. And then for the scripts, we have the following: Savagery and Prophecy, Flame, and Thief's Swiftness. These are okay in their own right. You do get extra just crit chance, flame, speed, but I wouldn't rush to get any of these. These aren't the best, so I'll probably skip these to be honest. And if you're really interested, you can get a skill style for the Blazing Flare. So it'll give you an orange on Revealing Flare. It's pretty cool. 10k, you can get this in PvP for 100k AP, so I'd probably just buy it there instead. Any merchant will sell this, so I wouldn't rush to get this from here, but you can if you don't like PvP or you don't have AP. We're going to hop on over now to the Infinite Archive and check this as the Scalarium, sorry. In the Scalarium, we check to see are there any good scripts for PvP, any things you need to be aware of, and really sort of touch upon all that good stuff. With the Scalarium, this is a DLC area, Gold Road. If you don't have access to this, it is available in the Crown Store for free. I'm not sure how long it stays for free though, so if you haven't claimed it, do claim it. But once you get here, you need to have this first wing done, the Indrik, at least once on your character. This will then unlock an achievement, and all characters can then use this vendor. And the vendor's over here on the far east. He's called Fernando, and he sells a range of scripts for gold. This week he's selling Defile, Protection, Multi-Target, and Crusader's Defiance. Now these all have their own different uses. Defile I don't think is worth it in all honesty, so I wouldn't rush to buy this. Protection, not that useful in all honesty. Multi-Target is very good on certain builds. I actually utilise this on my Goliath members tank. That's the PvP tank with 140,000 health. In human form it sits at 100k health. If you want to push it that high, it's stupidly busted. It uses multi-target because this can heal you with Sage's Remedy on the throw. So if you go to the Scribing and we went for shield throw, we could do something like multi-target with Sage's Remedy, and you can put on Vitality. This will hit the person, you'll get a heal, which scales with your health. It bounces and hits 2 or 3 people, you get this heal 2 or 3 times. So you can get a lot of healing, and this is about 10-15k tooltip on my tank. It's super high. So you push that, you hit 3 people, you get so much health, it's really, really busted. So really good use there. You then obviously have the Crusader's Defiance. Again, it's okay, but I wouldn't rush to get this because the problem with a lot of these is that you can't put them on good skills. So if you go to Soul Burst, you've got to hit, it's just a cleanse. It's not that useful. So I wouldn't rush to get that one personally. And then you obviously have the Protection and Defile, as I said, are not great. If you are ever curious, it's always worth buying 1 or 2 and just put them in the bank. I've got 6 of these, I've got 6, I've got 4, I've got 5, I don't need any more. The final place we check then is the Imperial City, and we check the Telvar vendor to see are there any good leads there. It is very expensive, I'm not going to lie, but they can have some really good stuff. When you get here, look for the anvil with the flame. That will tell you you're going in the right direction. And you want to go as far down as you can looking for the vendor labelled the Telvar Merchant or Telvar Vendor. and they will sell different stuff. For DC, it is this orc over here, and she's selling the following stuff: a range of just PvP bits. These ones you can buy from players, so just never buy the jewelry, it's not worth it. But agility's mid, guile pretty bad. We then have the lead for the void metal mythic, and also for the saint and seducer one. Now with these mythics, the void metal one is a bit kind of, it's not that great, so I wouldn't rush to like get this personally, because I don't think it's worth your farm. And then obviously you got for the saint and seducer, this is quite good for PvP. This is from a public dungeon though, this drop, so you can farm this quite easily, so I wouldn't rush to buy this. But the mythic itself is pretty decent. We then have Magicka Steel, Shock, and Wayfarer's Mastery. The shock damage is very, very good, but again, you can get this quite easily from just doing daily stuff. I've got 5 of these in the bank already. Is it worth 15k Telvar? Probably not, so I wouldn't rush to get this. So I would say like skip these for this week, they're not that good. But yeah, that is the vendors for this week, guys. In my opinion, some pretty decent things that I would say rush to go and get, mainly that monster set, with all the kind of sort of members stuff that's available now on the channel. So, you know, if you want to support the channel, there's details down below, and if you haven't done so, like, comment and subscribe, really helps out. And I'll leave just a couple seconds of this build on the channel, which is available right now for members. It will be public on Monday for everybody else, but until the next video or stream, I'm going to say thanks for watching, guys, take care, and bye.